Welcome to Iraqi Dinar News, where you receive real and authentic updates about the Iraqi dinar. If you want to stay informed with moment-by-moment developments, make sure to subscribe to the channel and like the video. In today's update, we're looking at an official announcement from the Iraqi government regarding the suspension of working hours across public institutions in observance of Eid al-Fitr. According to the Cabinet's decision, government offices and departments will close starting Wednesday, March 18, and remain shut until Monday, March 23, with normal operations resuming on Tuesday, March 24. At first glance, this may seem like a routine administrative decision tied to a major religious holiday. But when analyzed through an economic and financial lens, it carries several short-term and long-term implications that are worth discussing, particularly for those closely following the Iraqi dinar and Iraq's broader economic trajectory. To begin with, it's important to understand that Eid al-Fitr is one of the most significant holidays in Iraq and across the Muslim world. During this period, economic activity shifts in a very particular way. While government institutions pause their operations, consumer activity often increases as families prepare for celebrations, purchase goods, and participate in social gatherings. This creates a temporary but notable shift in how money circulates within the economy. From a short-term perspective, the immediate impact of this holiday announcement is a slowdown in official governmental processes. Ministries, regulatory bodies, and public sector institutions play a central role in Iraq's financial system. Their temporary closure means that administrative procedures, approvals, banking coordination at the government level, and policy-related communications may be delayed. For individuals watching the Iraqi dinar closely, this is an important factor to consider. Any expectations tied to government-driven announcements, policy updates, or financial reforms are likely to experience a pause during this period. However, it is equally important not to misinterpret this pause as a negative signal. Seasonal slowdowns tied to national or religious holidays are a normal part of economic cycles in virtually every country. In Iraq's case, Eid holidays have historically been periods of reduced institutional activity but increased consumer spending. Markets remain active, private businesses often continue operating, and certain sectors, particularly retail and services, may even see a temporary boost. For the Iraqi dinar specifically, the holiday period typically results in a stable but quieter trading environment. Currency markets may experience lower volumes, and major policy-driven movements are less likely to occur while government offices are closed. This does not indicate any fundamental change in the value or direction of the dinar. Rather, it reflects a temporary pause in the mechanisms that often influence short-term currency fluctuations. Looking deeper into the broader economic implications, this announcement also highlights the structure and rhythm of Iraq's economy. Iraq remains a government-driven economy in many respects, with a significant portion of employment tied to the public sector. When government offices close, a large segment of the workforce temporarily steps away from formal economic activity. This can slightly reduce productivity in the short term, but it is generally offset by increased consumer spending associated with the holiday. In fact, one of the key dynamics during Eid is liquidity movement within the domestic economy. People withdraw cash, make purchases, and engage in spending that stimulates local markets. For a country like Iraq, where cash transactions still play a major role, this circulation of money can provide a short-term boost to certain sectors. Retailers, food vendors, clothing markets, and transportation services often benefit from this seasonal increase in demand. From a monetary perspective, the Central Bank of Iraq typically ensures that liquidity levels remain stable during such periods. While the announcement itself does not directly mention monetary policy, it is standard practice for central banks to prepare for holiday-related cash demand. This helps prevent disruptions in the financial system and ensures that the dinar remains stable during periods of increased consumer activity. Now, for those following the Iraqi dinar with an eye on long-term developments, it's crucial to place this news in the correct context. A holiday-related closure is not a policy shift, nor does it signal any structural change in Iraq's currency regime. It does not indicate movement toward revaluation, redenomination, or any major monetary reform. Instead, it reflects the normal functioning of a government aligning its operations with cultural and religious observances. What it does tell us, however, is that Iraq continues to operate within a predictable administrative framework. The ability to announce and implement nationwide closures in an orderly manner is a sign of institutional coordination. While this may seem like a basic function, it contributes to overall economic stability. predictability in governance is an important factor in building investor confidence over time. Another aspect worth considering is the timing of the holiday within the broader economic calendar. Depending on where this period falls in relation to fiscal planning, oil revenue cycles, and government budgeting, short pauses like this can slightly shift timelines for policy implementation. For example, if there were any pending financial decisions, contracts, or reforms scheduled around this time, they may now be pushed back by a few days. Again, this is not unusual, but it is something that analysts monitor when assessing the pace of economic activity. In terms of international perception, such announcements are generally seen as routine. Global investors and financial institutions understand that holidays impact operational timelines. What matters more is how quickly and efficiently normal operations resume afterward. In this case, the government has clearly stated that work will resume on March 24, which provides clarity and reduces uncertainty. For Iraqi Dinar followers, one of the key takeaways here is the importance of distinguishing between routine administrative updates and meaningful economic signals. Not every piece of news carries implications for the currency's value or future direction. In fact, maintaining a disciplined and analytical approach to news interpretation is essential in avoiding misinformation and unrealistic expectations. It's also worth noting that during holiday periods, misinformation can sometimes increase, particularly on social media. Reduced official communication can create space for speculation. This makes it even more important to rely on verified sources and to approach any claims about sudden financial changes with caution. The absence of government activity should not be interpreted as a precursor to major announcements. Looking at the longer-term picture, Iraq's economic trajectory is influenced by a range of factors, including oil revenues, fiscal policy, banking sector reforms, and political stability. A short holiday closure does not alter these fundamentals. However, the consistency with which the government manages such periods contributes to the overall stability of the system. In the coming weeks, as government offices reopen and normal operations resume, attention will likely return to ongoing economic priorities. These may include budget execution, infrastructure projects, and financial sector developments. For those tracking the Iraqi dinar, these are the areas that typically provide more meaningful insights into the currency's outlook. Another subtle but important point is the role of public sentiment during holidays like Eid. Positive social and economic activity can contribute to a sense of stability and normalcy within the country. While this is not a direct driver of currency value, it plays a role in the broader economic environment. Stability at the societal level often supports stability in financial systems. At the same time, it is important to remain realistic. Seasonal spending increases are temporary, and once the holiday period ends, economic activity generally returns to its baseline levels. This means that any short-term boosts in certain sectors should not be interpreted as long-term growth trends. In conclusion, the Iraqi government's decision to suspend official working hours for Eid al-Fitr is a routine and expected measure that reflects the country's cultural and administrative practices. While it temporarily slows down government operations, it also coincides with increased consumer activity and stable liquidity conditions. For the Iraqi dinar, the impact is neutral in the short term, with no direct implications for its value or policy direction. As always, the key for viewers and followers is to stay informed, focus on credible information, and maintain a balanced perspective. Not every headline signals a major shift, and understanding the context behind each announcement is essential in making informed judgments. If you want to continue receiving responsible, factual, and in-depth updates about the Iraqi dinar and Iraq's economy, make sure to subscribe to the channel and like the video. And as always, remember that this content is for informational purposes only and should not be considered financial advice.